Hey, welcome back to the channel. My name's Cody. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. I post every Tuesday and Thursday on my business adventures and how it can help you go faster in yours. I'm also joined by Hershey way over there. He joins the channel probably 4 times a month. Now, today's topic is the one thing that I got wrong when I was getting started. Well, one of the many things I got wrong, but it was a big one. I thought the reason people were more successful than me is because they did things other people couldn't do. They had different resources, which people will have different resources than you, but they had things that I didn't have, and because of that, they were more successful. That is flawed thinking. It's not about doing what others can't do. In fact, most of the stuff I've done is the simplest of things to do to move forward in business. It's about doing things that others won't do, that they're unwilling to do. If you can get that in your head, you're likely going to surpass most of the people in your space. And it's not about being more successful. Another thing I learned, it's about being further down the journey than others. So some people are farther than you. That doesn't make them more successful. But the difference, if you want to get further in your journey in comparison to people around you, is you have to do the things that they're unwilling to do. And it's just that. Everything I did, other people could do. They just didn't do it. I ended up building a business 3 hours away and meeting with people that were just one phone call, one cold call away. Other people weren't willing to do that. It was a 6-hour round trip drive to meet with these people that may have stood me up. That happens sometimes. And, sometimes it went well. But I just had to do what other people were unwilling to do. Anybody could have done it. Anyone in my friend group could have done it. They just didn't. So if you are trying to get started and trying to scale your business, what are the things that everyone can do, the things that are in plain sight that nobody is doing? Those are typically key indications of the right thing to do. Most of the right things to do are in plain sight. You don't need some convoluted, ultra creative way to play the game, whatever game you're playing. It doesn't have to be like that. Find what's in plain sight, the things anybody could do, the things most people won't do, and do that. If that means you got to move to a different market, so be it. That's what I did. Now I live in that market, and I will for a couple more years. But I got established, and no one else that I knew was willing to do it. You may have something fall in your lap that allows you to move forward faster. But it's not about having better resources than others. It's about managing the resources that you've got and identifying if an opportunity pops up, jumping on it. Because most people won't. There's people that I met when I was first getting started. They had equal, if not greater opportunities than I did. They just sat on the sidelines. And they're in exactly the same spot. There's some friends that I've got that had jumped on some of the opportunities, but not a majority of them. So they're a little bit farther than the other people. They're not more successful, but they're a little bit further. But they're not as far as they would have been had they committed to the opportunities that made sense. They just had to do the steps. So do the steps. Whatever that may be, the things that are in plain sight. If there's an opportunity, it's a little bit outside of your general area. I talked with a lender last month in February, and they said, well, I don't really want to buy in Central Washington. I made a rule of buying only 20 minutes away from my house. Sounds like everybody else. They were unwilling to do what everyone else was unwilling to do, so they fall into that category. Doesn't make them a bad person, but it does mean they're going to be stuck where they are because the opportunities that fit their buy box within 20 minutes of where they live are beyond limited. So they're going to be stuck in the position they're at, and they're going to have to be happy with that. Be willing to do what other people are not, no matter how simple it may seem. That is the key to moving forward. Don't get hung up on things like if you're buying a business or buying a property, people get hung up on price. Price is one of the least important parts of any given deal. If you have a long-term mindset and business approach that allows you to hold the real estate, cash flow driven model. That doesn't change if you're buying a business or buying a property. has to cash flow for long periods of time. And you have to have more constants than you have variables. It's all the simple stuff, yet people don't do it. Be the people that actually go out and do it. If you can be that type of person, you will be farther in 5 years than the people around you. That's all you got to do. If you like this type of content, hit subscribe. I do post every Tuesday and Thursday. Hershey joined. Hopefully, I didn't get whitewashed out of the video. It looked like it might have been, but I guess we'll see. So now I'm in the shade. But again, hit subscribe. I appreciate your support. If you like this type of content, comment, and I'll see you after the weekend.